Reid Smith's journey in sport hasn't been easy. After a serious farm accident, he thought his playing days were over. But the setback only gave him a new lease on life, making his passion for sport and inclusion stronger than ever.
Perth Pythons in our first tournament playing the London Royals, who are like a stalwart in the hockey inclusive scene. It was quite nice because London are quite an established team and historically very good, and I think they've probably won it a few times in the past. Everybody else that was watching was cheering for us. And being so far away from home, it wasn't like we had a home crowd or anything like that, but having the support of all the other teams that were rooting for us as the real underdogs in our first tournament was fantastic.
Just as his passion was growing, tragedy struck.
Some farming machinery failed and smacked me in the back of the head. I was comatose for about 3 weeks. By the time they got me to Royal Perth in the helicopter, my brain had swollen so much that they had to perform an emergency craniectomy, which is basically removing, turned out to be about a third of my skull so that the brain can sort of naturally swell without damaging itself inside the cranium.
In his role as UWA's inclusion coordinator, Reid draws directly on his new perspective of inclusion.
The great thing about the role for me is that my lived experience in inclusion was, perhaps a little bit narrow in the queer space. I'd only, very recently been able to sort of identify as someone living with a disability.
What almost took him out of the game now fuels his fight for inclusion in sport. I'm Castel, ECU Vanguard News.